So for lesson 1, we're going to learn how to make a slip knot, a chain, and a single crochet. So get your hook, then get the yarn. I have my 3mm hook and the medium weight yarn. And to begin any project, we start with a slip knot. So this is how I make my slip knot. I get the yarn, make sure that I have a shorter end hanging right here. Then I twist the yarn on my index finger like this, such that we are making an X with the shorter yarn and the longer one. Then put the hook right here and pull the longer yarn. Pull it through that hook and then fasten. Then pull the yarn so that you do not have a long hook, a long loop like that. You can work it that way, or you can place it on your surface, then twist the chain like that. So you have this short, the short yarn, the shorter side of the yarn, and then the longer part of the yarn. So you have it twisted like that. Then put your hook through this loop that you've made and pull the longer side of the yarn. Pull it through that loop like that and then fasten. Then pull the yarn together so that you have a smaller loop like that, and there you have your slip knot. Then now, after making a slip knot, we make a chain. So when I'm working, I hold my yarn with my left hand like this. So see, the yarn is going over my index finger, and then my small finger right here is holding the yarn in place. So some people like to go around the index finger with several rounds of the yarn, but then I don't like working that way because it is a bit slow, and that is why I put the yarn over the index finger, then I hold it down here to keep it in place. So I hold my yarn like this. And also, different people hold their hooks in different ways. So do not stress yourself in wanting to hold your hook the way I'm holding mine. Just go with whatever works for you. Then to start the chain stitches, I hold this smaller end right here with my thumb and my middle finger like this. So I'm going to start chaining, and to chain, I yarn over, pull that yarn, then pull it through the loop that we've made using the slip knot. And there we have our first chain. Then we move on to the second one, yarn over, pull the yarn, and pull it through the loop. Yarn over, pull the yarn through the loop, yarn over, pull through the loop, yarn over, pull through. Notice that as we move up, the thumb and the middle finger are also moving up, so that you're holding your chains in place to have the desired tension on the stitches. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and keep going. So as you continue, you're going to notice that your speed also increases. Now for an absolute beginner, making the chain stitch may be very challenging, because you may notice that at some point you have very tight stitches, at some other point you may have stitches that are very loose, but with practice you're going to get the desired tension. So keep practicing and make sure that you get stitches that are consistent, such that you do not have stitches that are too tight or too loose. So you keep going with your chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So make a chain of 20. That is, when you count these stitches right here, the chains that you've made, you should get 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So count like that and make sure that you've made a chain of 20. So after getting your 20 stitches, add one more chain, then count one stitch below, or the second stitch after the last. So this is the last stitch, so the second one is this one right here, or the 20th stitch that we made. You put your hook through that stitch, then yarn over, pull a loop. We are making a single crochet, so we have 2 loops on the hook, then yarn over and pull through the 2 loops that you have, like that. We are done with that first stitch. Go into the second chain, into the next chain, put your hook through, yarn over, pull a loop, like that. Right now you have 2 loops, yarn over, pull through all the loops, and there you have your second single crochet. Then go into the next chain, pull a loop, then pull through, and these are what we call single crochets. Next we go to the next chain, put the hook through, yarn over, pull a loop, pull through the 2 loops on your hook. Next chain, go through, yarn over, pull a loop, pull through into the next, pull a loop, and then pull through the 2. So keep going like this until you have a single crochet on every chain up to this end right here. So after putting a single crochet onto every stitch up to the end, this is what you should have. Next, you want to move up, and to move up we need to turn and work single crochets onto the second row. So to turn, we do not just turn like this. This is a particular crocheting mistake that people make, and you end up having an edge that is not straight. So to ensure that you have a straight edge, when you get to the end of a row, you chain 1 and then turn. So always make sure that you chain 1 before turning, and the chain 1 does not act as a stitch. So when we begin in the second round, we go into the first stitch right here. So this is the first stitch, the one that has the chain 1. We go right there, put the hook through, pull a loop like that, then yarn over and pull through the 2 loops, and that is the first single crochet of the second row. Next, go into the next single crochet, yarn over, pull a loop, then pull through 2. Go into the next stitch, put the hook through, yarn over, pull a loop, and pull through the 2 loops. Go into the next. So by counting your stitches, you're able to ensure that you do not forget a particular stitch here at the end. So some people may go into this last stitch with a single crochet and then forget to go into the last. So go into the last stitch, make sure that you're working all your stitches up to the end. Go into the last stitch, pull through and pull through 2. And as you can see, we have straight edges. Next, to go to row 3, again you chain 1. Remember, do not turn without chaining. So chain 1 and turn. Go into that very first stitch with a single crochet, and a single crochet into every of the other stitches for a total of 20. So if you're beginning, please count your stitches. That way you'll ensure that you're not making any mistakes. So right here is our last stitch, so we go into that stitch with a single crochet, and that's the end of row 3. Then chain 1 and turn. Begin with the first stitch, go into each with a single crochet and a single crochet in each of the other stitches. So work like this. You can work a total of 20 rows, and at the end of the 20 rows you'll have made something that you can use in around your house. Like you can use it as a dishwashing cloth. And to ensure that the sides are straight, you make sure that you've chained 1 at the end of every row. So right here I'm done with my 20 rows of single crochet rows. Notice that these ends are straight and this edge is also straight. So each of the 2 lines here divides 2 rows. So this is the first 2. So these are 2. Then you have 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. So we have our 20 rows like that, and I've done the last stitch right here. So to end our project, we chain 1, get the pair of scissors, cut the yarn, then pull this yarn through like that to fasten, and then fasten. And now you're done with your first project. If you've done this project and it's good, the edges are straight, you have the 20 rows, you've not missed a single crochet, perfect, you're on your way to greatness. So you have your dishwashing cloth. So like I said, we have these ends that have been left hanging, and we cannot leave them like that. So this is where the yarn needle comes in. So get your yarn needle, put this end through the needle like this, and then hide there. We're going to hide the yarn inside the stitches. So go into these stitches. The stitches are right next to that end. Put your needle in between the stitches such that it's not coming through to the other side. You're just putting it in between the stitches so that the end that we are hiding goes inside the stitches and it's not visible. So put them through, then pull it through to hide the yarn like that, and you can go back pull through like that. Make sure that it's not tightening your stitches, and whatever end that remains, cut it off using the pair of scissors. Then there we've hidden our end, one of the ends. So like I told you earlier, when I began I did not have the yarn needle, so I was using the hook to hide the ends, and this is what I used to do. Put it through, then pull that loop, pull the yarn. So I put it through a stitch right here, pull the yarn, turn to the other side, through the stitch, pull the yarn through, and to this side, the next stitch, pull it through, the other side, like that, and keep alternating till you've hidden the yarn completely, or till you're sure that it is secure and it's not going to unravel. So this method is not very effective because at some point the yarn may end up unraveling, and that is why it's important to have the yarn needle. So at this point, I'm sure that it's okay to cut the yarn. So I cut off the yarn like that. And there you have your first project, which is a dishwashing cloth. And go ahead, clean your dishes using something that you've made with your hands. Thank you for watching. See you in the next lesson. Bye.